when people first hear about collagen, like what's the confusion, either on purpose confusion or just confusion because they don't know?
Well, so we live in this age where Instagram and social media and TikTok is going to like virally expose you to a new thing or a new trend. And there's so many, it's going to actually be hard to organize all of this. But
what's like the top one?
Top one to me today is the confusion between colostrum and collagen, because there's several brands on the colostrum side that are marketing their product as the cure-all for collagen. Like, you don't need collagen, just use our product. And the fact is, like, that's total BS. They're completely separate products that do separate things. They actually complement each other quite well. So I hate that antagonistic mindset of advertising and marketing because it confuses the consumer. Because they're trying to get all the collagen consumers to come over and buy colostrum, which isn't bad, but it's not an either or. It should be an and. Yeah,
it's a yes and.
Yeah, like yes, do collagen and try the colostrum. Like, use more parts of the cow. It'll be beneficial. So I hate crap like that because it's just disingenuous and it's misleading. And then you've got a handful of nutrition experts that, I'm saying, I can air quote the nutrition expert part, jumping up on a platform because they've got a couple 100,000 followers, and they will just completely debunk collagen without any real look at the science, or they're looking at a very select, skewed view of some science.
They're just cherry picking.
Total cherry pick. I mean, I could make an argument that collagen is the worst thing in the world just by scrolling Instagram and finding the right followers, follow a hashtag and be like, oh yeah, collagen's total bullshit. Okay, well, now I'm completely discounting literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of medical studies done at the highest level of integrity supporting its benefits. So where do you want to go with your belief system? So it's very muddy water out there.
Yeah.
And I find that troublesome. And that's what most people get wrong, is believing the latest click on, on a social media platform that has them like going down the wrong rabbit hole.
If you were to try to connect the dots in the best way you could about treating your body with care through the smart supplementation, like the collagen, there's so many freaking supplements out there. When you look at like the lowest hanging fruit for the highest reward that gives you the physical ability to train, which then gives you energy, then allows you to show up to the people that you love in a better way. See, it's all connected. I'm connecting the dots when I ask you the question. What truly is, if somebody were to just do one thing from a supplementation standpoint, would it be the collagen or would it be something else? I'm putting you on the spot here. But
that's
truly,
fair.
like, what's the lowest hanging fruit from a supplementation standpoint?
All right, so I'm gonna actually go back a step. I'm gonna go right into your kitchen. Eat whole foods. Eat things from nature. And did it grow from the ground? Can you pull it out of the ground and eat it? I don't care how you eat it. Like, you can saute it and you can put butter on it, but just the root source from the ground. Animals, protein source. Start with those baselines, like a quality protein. I'm a big Mediterranean diet fan, but like, eat those balanced diets, but not from processed foods. Just avoid that as much as you can. Now, in traveling and in modern society, some of that is unavoidable, but start with as much of that as possible. Whole food based, unprocessed, just skip the processed foods. You've got an amazing baseline from there. You should be getting the right amounts of protein from that. So you've got these like baselines of things that you don't have to worry about supplementing with. Then it comes into, what are you trying, like where are your obstacles? Where are your hurt points? I go to the gym a lot. I don't drink enough water. Okay, electrolytes might be that one thing for you, because there's not really a one size fits all. However, on the collagen side, if I was to say to strip down my entire supplementation to one thing, and like, Sean, you can only do one. You can't have MCT anymore. You get that great mental focus and energy. That's out. You can't choose that. Sorry, no creatine for you. Nope, you can't have electrolytes. Or you can only choose one of those things, and collagen's on that menu. I'm choosing collagen all day long, every single day, period, full stop. Collagen is the best multivitamin for your body that you could take. That's how I look at it. It is this amazing solution for, yes, hair, skin, and nails, but joint health, muscle recovery, bone density, gut health, like all of your connective tissue support is fed by the exogenous intake of collagen peptides. And it fuels that collagen production inside the human body. So if there's only one, that's going to be my one. And that's because I'm over the age of 25. If I'm talking to a 20-year-old, probably talking to them more around electrolytes. Also depends on their goals. Like, if they lead a sedentary lifestyle, I'm not going to talk about supplementation at all. I'm going to want to get them outdoors. Some folks might have a massive amount of brain fog, and I'm going to talk to them about the benefits of lion's mane and cordyceps in the right amounts on the daily to help them with that mental focus, chaga and these different elements that can help them. But no, man, if I was stuck with like, eat all your foods from nature and you get one supplement, it's going to be collagen. And that's it, man.
I kind of felt like you were going to say that, but I wanted to make sure. In order to get 30 grams of actual collagen peptide, you'd have to eat a tremendous amount of product, right? Like if you actually tried to get all your collagen from whole food, no supplementation at all, you'd have to eat what and how much?
So I love, have you ever heard of Thomas DeLauer?
Yes.
Okay. So Thomas is a buddy of mine. The guy's amazing. And
he's got quite the story of weight loss.
Huge story of weight loss and physical transformation. He's one of those like magical humans that can take massive amounts of science and break it down for the layman and makes it super relatable. And I appreciate that as a layman. So he talks about how you can get your best sources of collagen and what it would actually take to do that. So ground beef is an amazing way to get that gelatin collagen in the body. Bone broth is another one. And what you don't realize is how much ground beef you'd have to eat
this
every
is what I'm
single
wondering,
day.
To get a 30-gram wallop?
It's massive. Well, I would say on your daily average, if you're not in a sports performance scenario, like the medical study that you read, that was really built around the joint health benefits, and there's specific use cases to scale up. And you can take 40, 50 grams of collagen a day. If you're on just an average day, I take 20 grams a day every day as my baseline.
Okay.
Sometimes I bump it up depending on what I'm going through to like add a little bit more. But for most bodies, 20 grams is plenty. Like that's kind of like your daily recommended value. That's your baseline. Scale up from there. But to get 20 grams or 30 grams from nature, you're eating a lot of ground beef. That's a lot of bone broth. And our lifestyles don't really lead to being able to do that.
Because then there's a digestive cost. There's the thermic effect of food where if you'd have to eat 4 pounds of grass-fed beef in a day, that's going to wreak some havoc on your digestion. So this is where the term smart supplements actually makes sense. And we live in a world of modernity, man, where life is on the go and like things have to happen quick. So to me, supplements are just really a scaffolding for what nature provides. We just get it in a really smart, easy way.
Yes. Scaffolding is a great expression for it. Like you're literally providing, again, we talk about baselines, right? The idea that your body has less and less collagen every single year, like less and less and less and less and less. And if that's going to keep happening, which it is, because that's science, man, that's just what is happening biologically in the human body, then what can you do to offset that to stabilize that baseline? Well, if you're not going to eat 4 pounds of ground beef and 2 liters of, bone broth a day because it's unsustainable, well, do that when you can. But when you can't, have this here to supplement. That's the whole point of that is like, if you can't get it all from your diet naturally every single day, you supplement to put it in. And look at, man, like that's just the world we live in. Like if you're eating oxtails every day and sweetbreads and like the tip and the tail of the animals, you might be getting that. If you can get the cartilage out of the body, out of the...
It just seems like a lot of work.
It's a ton of work.
That's way too much
in a
work.
Modern society that isn't geared for that. Like, there was a time not that long ago when you didn't have boneless, skinless breasts on chicken. You got the skin and it was cracked from the bone, and like you had to eat off the bone. And my wife and I were talking about how our kids don't know eating off the bone the way we did. Like you get a chicken thigh, it's on the grill, it's got the skin all on it, and you eat it and you nibble it down right to the bone, and you're getting the little pieces of that marrow and cartilage and joint. You go, ew, it's chewy. Well, there's a lot of good stuff in that chewy, but we don't eat that anymore.
So it seems to me like when you add in the one thing, I already mentioned this, and you were just talking about like eating from the bone and returning to nature, which by the way, all this stuff is made from nature. There's no science experiments in BUBS, which I love, which, you know, if we were getting stuff from China and other places, maybe that's not the case. I actually really enjoy that the majority of the things are all from nature. Everything is from nature in the products, yes?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea
literally
of
just
BUBS
nature.
Naturals
Naturals.
is that it comes from nature. Like I do believe in science and supplementation. That's a baseline. Like we need the medical studies to validate that things work. But when you look at different substances and extracting them and processing them, there is science involved, but it's coming from nature. Collagen is ground up cowhide. It is a throwaway of the tanneries and the leather industry. So when you think of cowhide, that inner fascia tissue is connective tissue. It is this glue holding together. Well, you don't use it in the tanneries and you don't sell it to people as like part of a steak. It's a throwaway. So now it's being upcycled along with those cartilage pieces, treated in an enzyme bath, this scraping inner layer that doesn't get put into your leather shoes or your handbags. And it gets into this rich enzyme bath. And what comes out of it is this amazing sequence of amino acids in this powdered form. That's it, man. It's super simple. It's ground up cowhide. That's why I always call it cow powder.
It's cow powder, but it's also cow power at the same time. Like, how could we possibly know unless science gave us the ability to put in the enzyme bath and to take it in the hydrolyzed form?
Yes.
Science is actually beautiful. And I think science doesn't have to be opposed to nature. I think real science is where you actually are connected to nature. In other words, you can have them both, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a big piece.
Look at coconut oil, right? Our number 2 product is an MCT oil powder. It's 2 ingredients. It's coconut oil and tapioca starch. And when you put them together in just a spray dryer, like it's a tumble dryer, you've got a powder that absorbs the oil. That's it. That's how you get oil in powder. It's like, it's a sponge that soaks it up. Well, coconut oil broken down from a coconut, longer chain fatty acid, into a medium chain triglyceride, just chop it up into smaller, more bioavailable fatty acids that pop through the blood-brain barrier. Think mental focus. Your body wants to use those healthy fats for energy for hours. Like, what an amazing value prop, all coming from the coconut. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of science involved. You have to break it into an MCT, medium chain triglyceride. Perfect, do it. Oh, another piece of science. Someone invented a spray dryer where oil can get sprayed into tapioca starch and just soaks up together. That's it. So you're not talking about, some from a lab, just unrelatable concept that you're supposed to just trust and ingest.
Yeah.
These are products that come from nature. Like a lot of our solutions in supplementation come from nature.
Whoa. So you love that episode? You'll love the one on the screen. Click it and enjoy.